Professor X and AJ here. We're talking of Evolution pay-per-view predictions and who we think is going to get the nod tonight. And, to start the show is going to be, and this is the latest card that I was able to find, it's going to be the actual Battle Royal starting the show. A lot of women that, I guess, on the card that was leaked back in September who actually had like one-on-one matches have now just been thrown into this Battle Royal instead. Probably just to save time and, probably just better, easier that way. So that way you don't got to build up so many promotions on the matches themselves. But in this Battle Royal, we have Tamina Snuka, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Ember Moon, Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Asuka, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Lana, Naomi, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Medusa, Molly Holly, Ivory, Kelly, and Maria Kanellis. Now, I don't know if they're going to remove Alicia Fox from this Battle Royal or not, because she's been added to that match later on with Lita and Trish. But in my opinion, I think that in this particular match, and this is going to be leading to a championship opportunity, whoever wins on this one, I think they're going to give the nod, in my opinion, to either Ember Moon, Nia Jax, Asuka, Mandy Rose, or Sonya Deville. If I had to say right now who is it going to be, I think they would probably give it to Asuka, because I think they want her to get more traction again and actually put a program together, and help her get some traction, because she pretty flattened out after her loss to Charlotte, since WrestleMania. What do you think about that one?
Honestly, if I were to give the nod to somebody like you mentioned, I would actually probably think it'd be towards Ember Moon, only because a lot of the talent that's coming in. Like let's say for example, all the talent actually was qualified and they were actually gonna legitimately stay in the event. I would pick Tori Wilson, but she's not gonna laugh. So, but really, realistically, man, I probably would pick Ember Moon just because she is a good talent and she really hasn't had that push yet to the title. So I'm thinking maybe, go ahead and throw her in there, and that'd be a good opportunity for her to really kind of be at the top and try to get an opportunity with the title. I mean, I agree with you with Asuka too, man. Asuka could, do the whole heel turn that everyone's anticipating, and having that future opportunity would also put her back in the top. But I think she could still go back at any time just with that transition. I think someone who maybe would need it the most and who would benefit the most from it would be her.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on this. And the only reason why I say Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, I think just because those two are also part of that fresh crop, along with, I think they were a little bit longer than Ember Moon, but they're still part of that other fresh crop that really haven't done anything. And I think this is probably one of those maybe nods just to give them an opportunity to see what they can do if they can handle that main spotlight. And the next match we have is, I say it as Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. And this is going to be the 2018 Mae Young Classic final. Now, please forgive me. Between these two, I've never even seen. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen one of their matches before. All I know is what I've seen on paper and what I've read between the two. And these two have been working for years, and on all different promotions and starting different. I guess you could say evolutions in the other promotions to advance women's wrestling. And this is for UK, Mexico, Australia, Spain. I mean, they're all over the place. These two have been working together for years doing that, and now they've brought their talents over to the Mae Young Classic. And their feud, because they've always been, they feuded in all these other different promotions. Their feud now is in WWE, which is, I mean, that's great. I mean, especially if these two have been working together. And from what I've seen on paper, and then the little clips and things that I've seen of these two, man, they are solid. I mean, wow, these two are heavy hitting to each other. Like this is a serious match, you know. Which I think the only thing that I was able to find though is that they've already signed Io Shirai, but I don't think they've signed Toni Storm. So if that's the case, just because of that, I would assume that they're just going to go ahead and give the nod to Io. But what did you think about that one?
Honestly, you know, I agree with you. I don't know much about their performances, but I do know a little bit more about Toni Storm, and I've seen some of her work, and I really think that she actually, like, I actually have only seen maybe a couple clips of her performances in general, and her performances are really actually like kind of like you know, wow, they're really good. You know, she's not afraid to take a bump. She's not afraid to get in there. She's not afraid to, you know, do the moves that maybe are a little more high risk. So, you know, if I were to go ahead and just pick one or the other, I definitely would pick Toni Storm based off of her resume and what I've seen so far. And you know, but I hope when we see the match, we can definitely see them both shine and actually, you know, moving forward, have a much better opinion about these two performers.
Mm-hmm. And we know these two aren't fragile whatsoever, so I'm sure that this is going to be another one of those matches that, you know, it could possibly steal the show because of how heavy hitting they are and the way the fans, you know, want to see women wrestle. You know, so I think it'll be a really good match here. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship: Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane is the champ. She won it off of Shayna Baszler in the last episode, or in the last edition of the NXT Takeover. And Kairi Sane, man, oh my God, this, you know, if you see her down the street, she doesn't look like much. She's small, you know, she's not big in any stature, you know, but man, she can go, and it's insane how much she can go and how much she can take and how much she can dish out, especially against a woman like Shayna Baszler, who, you know, if you see her down the street, man, I don't want to mess with her that way, you know? And I think Kairi Sane getting the nod on that one was good at NXT. And I think Sunday night, in this rematch, I think Kairi's just going to retain. I don't think Shayna Baszler is going to stay at NXT much longer. I think she's probably going to end up getting a push, you know, to the main roster here soon. So I don't think there's a reason for her to stay there and hold the NXT Women's Championship. I think they're just going to go ahead and get another program getting for Kairi Sane.
And honestly, man, Kairi, I told you earlier before we were filming, man, Kairi Sane, man, I noticed that chick since last year when she was performing at that Mayhem Classic last year. And I called into being, man, this chick, man, she needs to actually already be in WWE. She needs to be performing, because when I saw her moves, I saw her wrestle. It was intense. It was fast. It was quick. It was aggressive. Her, you know, yeah. I mean, she might be a small chick, but like, I mean, dude, she can really, you know, dish it out. So, I mean, I would 100% give her the win overall for this match.
Next, we have Sasha Banks, Bayley, Natalya versus the Riot Squad. And, you know, Sasha Banks, Bayley, those two tag teaming, I think to begin with, it's weird because it felt like, what was it, 2 months ago that they were, I guess, not necessarily feuding, but they were, or teasing. They weren't doing anything to get for each other. And then Natalya teaming up with them, I think it's weird too. I don't even remember when that actually happened. I just remember her coming down with them, but I don't know how that even came about to, hey, let's join forces here, you know. But you know, whatever. And then with the Riot Squad, you know, I just don't like the faction of the Riot Squad. So I like Ruby. That's it. You know, so. In this particular match, because Sasha Banks lost this past Monday to Ruby, I think the only way, in WWE does a lot of 50-50 booking, so I think on this particular match, it's going to give Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya the win over the Riot Squad.
You know, honestly, man, I'm not even that much invested in the match. I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, you don't even know what Natalya's doing there. Sasha Banks just came back. You know, I mean, the Riot Squad's always been there, and I just feel like this is just a view of what we're all seeing, where it's like now they're just at this point they're just putting matches together, and it's not really, there's no real heat. I mean, there is some heat, but it's not like a real story being told. You know, oh, you know, we're just gonna team up because you're the baby, and we need a third person, and let's just put you in here. You know, it's not. I'm not that invested in it. You know, I mean, I guess, yeah, actually, I'd be fine with either or. I mean, if I were to go ahead and throw the win on somebody, I'd probably just say give it to the Riot Squad, and maybe that can go ahead and break up, you know, Sasha and Bayley. Maybe have them feud again. Who knows? But I'll probably just give it to the Riot Squad this time.
Next, we have Trish Stratus and Lita tag team against Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Which I guess Alicia Fox just was penciled in there because Bliss is now injured. I guess what happened with the concussion at a live event, like you were mentioning. At first, this whole match, since the beginning of this Evolution pay-per-view, since the very beginning, it was supposed to be Trish Stratus one-on-one against Alexa Bliss. And I remember that being the very first promotion that they were doing on this. And then, for whatever reason, now they started putting Alexa Bliss with Mickie James and really doing a thing against Trish Stratus. So now Trish Stratus needs a partner. Lita came out. Okay, that's fine. I get it. You know, they don't need to do all individual singles. I prefer them to do individual singles, but let them tag team. Obviously, this is a one-off type of show. But you lost, I guess, a big piece in the draw of this match. You know, when you lose Alexa Bliss and you plug in Alicia Fox, I mean, that's not a match for match there. I mean, Mickie James and Alicia Fox, you know, like on paper, like those two tag teaming, what is that supposed to do? That's supposed to get asses to seats? I don't think so, man. Trish Stratus and Lita, like, you know that I get it. You know, those two are legends, and we know that they used to go. We don't know if they can do it in the tag team type of style right now. You know. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that this match is just not going to be as smooth as we would like or expect. I don't expect too many big moves or anything of that nature. Lita might go for her, you know, quick moonsault, her famous quick moonsault, and I don't know. We'll see what happens in this match. There's no way Trish Stratus and Lita are going to lose. There's no way they're going to lose on this one. What do you think?
Man, you know, I agree with you, man. I mean, I think the change in partners in the end kind of sucked. Originally, they had already planned to do the tag team thing. I don't know why. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they just advertised Lita and Trish Stratus in the beginning, but they decided later, hey, you know what? Let's go with the real plan and let's put Lita and Trish together, but let's advertise Trish first. Which to me wouldn't really make much of a big deal if you do either or. But now the fact that you're taking out Trish, you're taking out Alexa Bliss, it's like, you know, well, the value of the match has dropped again. So I mean, I'll probably give it to the Hall of Famers.
Okay. Next we have SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And this is the first ever last woman standing match. You know, I'm good with a lot of these matches for the women being, you know, the first match, you know, but the first match is a gimmick type of deal. I'm personally not I'm not really high on last woman or last man standing matches. It just doesn't, I don't know, I think it takes too long. You know, I think a lot of times you're worried about that count so long, and the women or men, doesn't matter who it is, they take too long to do that, and they do too many of those versus like the false finishes. You know, false finishes are good. That's good because you're moving towards that actual ultimate finish. But a lot of these, what you would call false finishes and last women standing matches, they take too damn long. You know. And we're going to get so many of these 9 counts. I'm like, man, it took forever just to get to that 9 count, man. And so I'm not a big fan of the last women or men standing matches. But let it be a first on this all women's pay per view, and that's good. I think that but I think Becky Lynch is just going to go ahead and retain on this one. I personally pull for Charlotte Flair to win. I think Charlotte Flair is the best in WWE for the women, but I think Becky Lynch retaining here is probably what's going to end up happening.
Man, this match, to me, I'm full. Now, this match is one I can go ahead and really say I'm fully invested in. This is a match where, honestly, the outcome really wouldn't change my view of the match. I'm actually really looking forward to watching this match from the beginning to the end. I mean, you already said, the feud is there, the story is there, the talent is in the, like you have Charlotte, who's one of the best, if, the best women in the WWE today. Mm-hmm. And then you have, Becky Lynch, who's, has, she's also one of the very talented female in the WWE, but, she also has the crowd behind her also, so she's really getting a lot of fire from it. So, really, man, I look forward to the match. Either or, I'll be okay with it, but I'm going to go ahead and just pick my favorite and just call the win for Charlotte.
Yeah, these two, storyline-wise, man, they have the best storyline in WWE. I mean, there's just no other storyline like this one. And it's a good thing, and I hope whoever wins this match, it doesn't end there, at this women's pay-per-view here. I know they have the Crown Jewel coming up next week, but the next pay-per-view after that is Survivor Series. And I think I'd like to see another match. Doesn't have to be a one-on-one match, but still a feud between these two where they end up getting teams together to go at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. We'll see what happens on that end. And the last match of the night, which I think is going to close the show. I don't think the SmackDown Women's Championship is going to close the show. I think they put too much into Ronda. So Raw Women's Championship is closing the show. Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella is not. She's not the WWE's version of women's wrestling. She's divas wrestling, right? And I don't care how many more moves she puts in her arsenal, repertoire, or whatever you want to say. She's just not in the league of what we want from these women wrestling. So Nikki Bella being in this match, I get it because she does add star power to the match or to the card to begin with because she does have a huge following. I get it. But she's out of her league here. And especially against Ronda Rousey, she's been getting polished more and more at a very quick rate. I mean, almost as quick as Kurt Angle did, when Kurt Angle first joined. And so that's a really good thing. And her being champ now, there's no way she's going to drop the title to Nikki, And if she did drop the title to Nikki, man, that would be, hell would literally freeze over on that one. I mean, there's just no way Ronda would drop the title to Nikki on this one. It just wouldn't make sense. So, what did you think about that one?
Man, I'll tell you this right now, man. If Nikki Bella wins the match, bro, I will call bullshit on so many levels. You're telling me that a woman in the WWE Diva era can beat a former UFC fighter? Regardless if wrestling is scripted or all that stuff, there's just no realistic way that you can believe that Nikki Bella could beat Ronda. In no universe could that ever happen. Now, if they're having their match, which I'm honestly calling a quick match, I'm thinking that this main event's not even going to last more than 5 minutes because Ronda's just going to tear it to pieces. And it'll be a quick finish, Ronda will get the win. But I'm very skeptical about how they're going to script this and how they're going to make this match, go. Like, are they really going to make Nikki Bella, in her own way, go the distance and maybe actually pull some moves on Ronda, man? Because I'm like, even then, it's just not easy to believe. You can't believe that they can even be on an equal playing field.
No, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Nikki Bella, man, she just doesn't, like I said, she's just out of her league here. She's out of her element. This is not the slow and steady. I mean, all these women are heavy hitters, and if you put her in a match with any of the women that's on this card, there's no way she can beat any of them. She's just not in any of these women's leagues.
And I think it's really just the match that she's doing right now. I think it's just kind of like, it's just really interference. I mean, that's just kind of what it just seems like to me, because she kind of just came in on some of the other pay-per-views before, like I think it was SummerSlam. She comes in and just kind of, hey, what's going on? And it's kind of jumping into the fame that Ronda's getting. And then next thing you know, she's, she goes ahead and jumps into the main card of this match. And I think this is probably going to be like a one-stop shop for her. She'll probably have a match and she'll kind of fade in. I don't see her really continuing even with WWE after this. For what? What would be the point? Unless she won, then she would stick around longer. But we don't know. We know she's not going to win. And if she lost, she's just going to, go back and do whatever she was doing before.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So like I said, that'll close the show. There's no other way another one would do it. So that ends our predictions here for the Evolution pay-per-view coming on Sunday. And yeah, just on a final note here, the Evolution pay-per-view, I hope that it's a good showing. I mean, on paper, all these matches look to be pretty damn well. I just hope it is a good viewing and that enough people actually tune into it to make it, to make it have a buzz. And so I don't know how you feel about that, but they need this to be a good performance, because otherwise they would have put a lot of effort and money into this, and so if it flops, the women are just not going to get the same opportunity again.
Yeah, honestly, I think that it's gonna. I don't know. I agree with you. I mean, it just seems like WWE was invested in the match, invested in the pay-per-view, and then now it just kind of seems to fizzle down, and they're kind of moving along with the pay-per-view. Honestly, man, I think if they had the choice, they might have even taken away the pay-per-view. But I'm thinking they want to really commit to it just to see how it will really turn out, and that's kind of where, to your point, like you're hoping that it can really hold its own with the audience, because then maybe they can continue it, or if not, that'll just be just a one-time thing and they won't continue it anymore. But really, just the views and the attendance, the attendees and the audience, that's just really going to count. So I guess we'll see how that goes, and after the pay-per-view, we'll look at the stats.
All right, yeah, we'll take a look. And this ends our WWE Evolution pay-per-view predictions. And that was AJ. This is Professor X. Class dismissed.